Hey, it's Patrick Cuneta. Hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you an Instagram Live that I did recently with my friend Tim Armstrong, talking all about how to expand your reach on Instagram, whether it's for a business or personal brand or just for fun. I hope these tips and tricks can really help you guys out. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Yeah, man, let's go ahead and hop into the live here today. Really, as you can see from the comment, of course, we're talking today about expanding your reach on Instagram. This is, definitely a pretty interesting topic. That's something I've been learning about for quite a few years. I took a little course on, social media marketing and stuff as well. And, especially if you're trying to grow a business or grow your personal brand, expand or send any kind of message really, or just anything in general, a lot of people out there are definitely trying to grow their Instagram. So yeah, seeing you as you have quite a few followers, you got quite a few more than I do, especially just thought we'd share a few tips here today about growing on Instagram. So what are some things that have helped you in your experience just kind of growing a following and kind of spreading your own kind of message?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the biggest things is I've experimented both ways in terms of going about it organically on Instagram and also like paying for services. And from the paying from the services side is yeah, like you can grow a following, like you can get like a following real quick, but I feel like you don't really get deep with your following compared to the organic methods. Like I've had it where I've grown it organically and I've done kind of like an automated way where I've done, like types of comments where it's like if it hits a hashtag that I'm targeting, then it's like I'll leave that auto-populated message, which you probably you see on other people's posts, or even you get it on yourself where like people will leave like random message or, the whole like, you have cool content, you should reach out to me, I have something for you. And I just look at it as it, like when you go about it in a non-organic way, when you try to use bots and services, I feel like that takes the human element out of it and the human connection. And that's where I've, Gary Vee is somebody who I've always studied when it comes to social media, because I almost look at him as like the godfather of social media. Like he just knows what he's talking about, and he always recommends to go about it organically. And one thing that I learned from him is you have to engage and become a part of like the community for people. Like his popular video is the $1.80 strategy. And if you guys don't know what the $1.80 strategy is I actually made a YouTube video on this. But it's leaving your 2 cents, so your opinion, on 9 photos relating to a certain hashtag. So let's say you go to the search option and you type in health is wealth. So you type in health is wealth, and the photos will pop up like the top results. And you look at the person's photo, whether it's you comment on the photo itself or you take the time to read the caption and you leave a very like detailed message on it, because then you show that you actually looked at the content, you liked it, and you gave your opinion on it. And you do this for 9 other hashtags, the top 9 photos, and that comes out to the $1.80 strategy. But you could even go deeper where, something that I do is I go on bigger pages, like Gary Vee or somebody in my niche, where it's like I'll look at who else is commenting, go over to their page, create their content, or look at their content, excuse me, and do the same thing. Because I think that's how we got connected, actually, Patrick, is, Oliver's on the feed. And I think we found each other on like one of Oliver's posts, or like engaging with one another. So it's like, I feel like if you go about it in this organic way, you're able to build, that tribe of people that you're looking for, that you can resonate with. And even like you said, from a business perspective, it's like, the more people get to like and trust you, they'll want to know what it is that you do.
Oh yeah, man, that's great. Those are some great tips, definitely. I love how you were talking about Gary Vee. I've watched a bit of his content. I probably need to do some more diving into his stuff for sure. But yeah, Gary Vee's awesome. Anybody trying to grow their Instagram, if you can, watch his content, it's really awesome. I love, like you said, about him talking about, organically growing versus like basically just paying for it. It just kind of like basically not really followers who are going to engage with you and actually, yeah, pretty much engage with you and, basically really appreciate your content and stuff like that. So yeah, like you said about growing organically, that is huge for sure. Yeah, one thing you're saying, yeah, you're talking about going on, you know, other, you know, people in your niche, especially like bigger people, but also, you know, other people around the same size and, you know, commenting and engaging with that. Yeah, I think you're definitely right. That is how we connected through like mutual people we started engaging with. And that's
Right.
something that's helped. That's something that's definitely helped me to grow quite a bit lately as well. And I've noticed what I've gone through lately is, you know, I have under 1,000 followers still, but I've noticed that I've gotten such a good amount of like organic followers, like awesome people, and like actual relationships I've been building with a lot of people. And a lot of
Hmm.
it's just been, you know, like you said, that human element of it, you know, just kind of reaching out. And that's what I've done to grow my YouTube a lot. Honestly, probably
Right.
most of my YouTube growth is due to my reaching out through Instagram, because every single day I send messages. I have a pre-written message, and yes, it is pre-written, but it's honestly like a sincere message. It's like, you know, hey, you know, I type their name in, just, you know, make it a little more personal as well. And I say,
Hmm.
hey, you know, like, you know, my name is Patrick, introduce myself and just talk about what I do. And I also tell them if they want to talk about anything, you know, I'm here. And like, you know, a lot of people I do talk to on a regular basis, you know, just through the Instagram messages. And a lot of people will watch my videos and they'll ask me questions and stuff and start conversations, you know. So I've built a lot of really meaningful, organic, you know, relationships through, you know, just going out, talking to people, putting myself out there, just being open, and, you know, just talking to people and engaging with people, commenting on their stuff like that. Like you said, it's really just a lot of that human element, and, you know, not trying to cut corners necessarily, and just to grow your page and stuff, because, you know, those meaningful relationships are going to be the really ones that are really important. So yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And the way I look at it too is, you know, people, they get caught up in the numbers of Instagram. You know, it's like, you know, I want 100,000 followers, you know, I want, you know, all these likes, all these comments and stuff like that. But the way I look at it as, you know, would you rather have Instagram following of 100,000 people, but there's no genuine engagement on it, and it looks like you have, you know, fake followers? Or would you rather have an account that has like 10,000 followers, for example, but most of the comments, they're very genuine comments, they're very engaging comments and stuff like that. And, you know, kudos to you too. You know, I saw you hit 500 subscribers on YouTube, so congrats on that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like you said with Instagram too, it's almost an avenue to build out, you know, like I'm trying to build my YouTube channel, so I'm going to, you know, use my Instagram to grow it. And it's like Instagram kind of serves as a channel where it's like, you know, the link in your bio can go to where it's like you can grow to your YouTube page, like e-commerce, like if you have a store, other, you know, whatever services that you're using. It's like it kind of gets people, you get them on Instagram, but then you get them toward where you want them to go. And that's how I feel like the monetization comes in. But the main thing is that you have to build those relationships. You have to engage with people, show interest in them. And another good way I feel like to really expand your reach, and this is something that they talk about a lot, is utilizing stories. You know, Instagram has had stories for like, I think a year or two now. I'm not exact on the dates, but it's like stories are almost like I look at it as like a reality show where it's like you can bring people along with you on your day-to-day tasks. You can share, you know, other people's content that you resonate with. And another good way too to kind of see, you know, what your following is about is to run polls. You know, I like to run polls time from time where it's like I'll ask them, people like questions. You know, I want to get that feedback from my followers where it's like, you know, what types of books do you guys like to read? You know, do you exercise? You know, what do you, and it's like, there's so many different things too, where it's like, you can ask somebody like questions, or, you know, where it's like, you can ask a question, or it's like, if you have something, you can ask your audience a question and they can give you feedback and you can share that with them. So stories are another great way of engaging with people. And also too, now that Instagram allows you to share stories, you know, like Patrick, he tagged me in this live that we're having right now. And it's like, you know, me sharing that out can get people in my network that don't know Patrick connected to him, and vice versa. So that's another way too that you can organically grow your following too, is by tagging other people, collaborating with other people. They share it out to their story, and it's like all these people who are in their network who don't know about you are curious. They're like, how does Tim know this Patrick guy, or how does Patrick know this Tim guy? Like, we have to see what they're about. So that's definitely another reason to build those relationships like we were talking about, because it's like you can help each other grow in a sense of expanding your reach and getting your message out there.
Exactly, man. I like those points you made there. That's I just actually got an idea while you were talking about that. I think the polls are definitely, just utilizing the stories in general, but also the polls you're saying, just kind of, that's another great way to engage with people. The idea I had was like that you're just talking about, I'm going to experiment this later. I might put up a post in my story just asking people like maybe, questions they have for videos and things like that. Cause I get a lot of video ideas through people asking me questions. So, that's another great way to engage with your followers for sure. And, like you're saying, the stories are really cool. I think they've definitely changed a lot, progressed a lot. And like you said, it's just a lot easier now to share things, like share other people's content, because you can share their actual posts or share also their stories too. So that's something that's helped me a lot too. And also kind of part of that is...
Sorry about that, guys. Seems like always something goes wrong when I try to do a live here.
What up,
What's up, man?
We're back.
I know we are, man. I don't know if it's my phone's kind of warm. I have good service here, so it should be good, but I don't know if it's my phone getting warm. It seems like something always goes wrong whenever I try to do lives.
Yeah.
Oh, well, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and just get back into it and see if we can get it some good finishing points here. But yeah, kind of back to what we were talking about. We were talking about building good connections and building kind of a network of people, like you said, kind of like a tribe of people who are, kind of share the same values as you. Maybe you kind of can help each other grow, and just building that network, just sharing people's stuff. Like if you find somebody, who just posts some cool content, just share people's stuff on there, and that's a great way to build connections. Messaging people and stuff like that. And that's something that's definitely helped me a lot to grow organically and grow more of an organic following, because not only are you helping other people grow, but you're also, sharing each other's, followers basically as well. And right. I think that's definitely a great way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's too a reason. I mean, even I remember another, like how you get followers too with, the main point is when you engage with people and you leave thoughtful, insightful comments, like people are going to want to follow you and want to know more about you, because like with Facebook, I mean, I made a new profile, but like on my old profile, I would always interact with, my friends and stuff like that. And then people who were friends of theirs who weren't friends of mine on Facebook, they would come across my profile, friend me, if I liked their content, that's how we became friends. And it's like, you just never know, when you engage with people, but you're sincere about, wanting to connect with them, their audience will see you and they'll want to know more about you. So it's like, that's kind of the importance of the Gary Vee strategy that we were talking about first thing in this live. And then too, with the stories, for people who are coming back up, the second main point is really utilizing the stories, because when you use stories, you can really get connected with that person better, because it's almost like you're following that. Like it's almost, you can see what they've done in like a 24-hour time span, like the content that they share. And then if you tag people, like Patrick, he tagged me in this, or the video, or in his story that we were going to do this live today. And I shared it out to my following, and it's like people who don't know him that I shared it out to, they can come to his page, if they resonate with his content, they'll follow him. And it's like, this person, from my network will be like, hey, I found you because, Tim, I really like your content. And it's like, I always feel like organic methods are the best way to grow. I mean, I know it takes time, it takes patience, especially growing organically, but I feel like it works in the long run, because, like I said earlier, when you have a, like a following or subscriber base, from YouTube of like 10,000 people, 10,000 people that love you, they'll like tune into your content. They leave genuine engagement, like that's so much. And you like, you can monetize that too. Like people get caught up in the numbers thinking that, oh, I need all these followers to, you know, be pretty much like relevant, but it's like, no, you don't need 100,000 followers or like a huge following to, you know, really monetize your Instagram, you know, whether that's to make money, drive people to another social platform, whatever it is that you're trying to use Instagram for. It's like when you build those connections, like people will want to, you know, resonate with your content. And when it comes to posting, you know, I feel like always being, I mean, you almost have to kind of incorporate your whole personality into it, where it's like, you know, I like to leave like deep, insightful, you know, posts, messages, stuff like that. And then sometimes I like to keep it shorter. It's like I like to throw some humor in there. And it's like people like seeing all like the different lenses of you, you know, where it's like they feel like they really know you. And it's like if you ever meet up in person with them, it's like, wow, like I already knew this person from social media, but it's so cool to like finally connect with them offline. So I think those are like those are the best methods to go about growing your Instagram and even growing other platforms. It doesn't have to, you know, just be primarily Instagram. But I mean, obviously that's what you've done with your YouTube, is like you've funneled people from Instagram off to YouTube, and it's like you're growing, and that's awesome.
Awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, that's definitely some great points you made as well, too, about authenticity, you know, just showing other parts of life as well, other parts of yourself. That's definitely cool. Because a lot of people on social media, they put up like a certain kind of mask or a certain kind of, you know, basically like a kind of like a profile they put up of who they want to show to the world. They only show like a certain side of themselves or, you know, their business or whatever they're doing. So I think if you can be more authentic and, you know, real with people and, you know, build those really meaningful relationships, and you can grow a lot. Because I think that's the number one thing, is that relationship you can build with your audience. Like whether you're growing on Instagram or YouTube or anything, just building that meaningful relationship with, you know, your audience as a whole can definitely help a lot. And yeah, like you're saying, sorry, I totally just had a space out moment.
No, it's all good.
But yeah, just sort of building that organic audience and really building that relationship, it has helped a lot. Because like I actually saw an interesting video recently about YouTube, growing on YouTube, and it's these video creator guys. It's this channel on YouTube, and they're basically like a coaching business for YouTubers, and they're talking about how some channels have millions and millions of subscribers, and they make like barely any money, and some channels have like maybe like 10,000 and they make like millions of dollars a year. Right. So it's literally just depending on the like what your audience actually is, and whether it's organic growth and like really meaningful growth, and also how you strategize it, how you monetize it as well. That can really be the difference. So it really depends what your goal is, I think, whether it's, you know, just to make money, whether it's like a service business, or whether you're trying to grow your personal brand, you're just trying to get out there. You really need to focus on what you're trying to do, like what your goal is. And, you know, at the end of the day, really the organic growth is really going to be the best method to grow at the end of the day, though. Because, yeah, when you can build those relationships, it really makes a difference. Like you're saying about me funneling to YouTube. Yeah, that's literally what I do. Like I said, I literally send people a message that talks about my YouTube channel. Just say, hey, if you're interested in this, then go check out my channel and stuff, and building those relationships. And that is how I've built the 500. I just hit 500 yesterday, 500 subscribers. And, you know, just increasing, you know, also my content's growing and growing. I have better content, more content every day, and just really starting to grow at a more rapid rate. So, yeah, really, those are the best tips, man. You've got some really great tips for everybody. I think definitely everyone can benefit a lot from those. Yeah, you got any concluding thoughts you kind of want to end with here?
Yeah, I think just to touch on what you said earlier, you know, people, they like to show like a certain aspect of their, you know, kind of the highlight reel. That's what social media is, primarily Instagram too. But, you know, I commend you. You uploaded a video on your YouTube about, you know, struggles that you've been going through. And it's like, you know, we are human, no matter how successful or well that people think that we're doing. It's like we always go through tough times with stuff that we have to deal with, whether it's, you know, family problems, financial problems, or just, you know, you just feel a certain type of way. And it's like, I mean, I'm not saying, you know, people have to go out there and air out their whole life or what's going bad. But just, you know, keeping it real from time to time, because yeah, like, you know, me, a lot of people look at me, it's like, I like to be a light of positivity, but it's like, that doesn't mean my life is positive 24/7. Like, I'm still wrestling with, you know, stuff that I go through on a day-to-day basis in terms of, you know, staying consistent, um, staying motivated and on my purpose. Cause it's like, you know, some days, you know, we don't feel our best, but it's like, we just have to like push through it, you know, kind of go through those rough patches. And it's like, that's what makes life work. Because I think one thing that, you know, personal uh, development gurus, and this is definitely a different topic for a different day, but, you know, they confuse you with like thinking positive all the time. But it's like, as a human, like, yeah, you want a positive frame of mind, but it's like, I feel like as human beings, we go through, you know, life is meant to go through all the emotions and stuff like that. And definitely with social media, it's like I said, you don't have to air out everything, but just be real with people. Just be like, hey, you know, I've been going through some stuff, but it's like, I'm pushing through, I'm making it work. And it's like, I'm human. Cause it's like, people, I feel like we put, you know, celebrities, people with like social media influence, you know, all these people on like a pedestal because of the good work that they've gone through, athletes. But it's like, they feel the same emotions that we do. You know, they experience happiness, they experience good times, but they also, on the other end, they feel, you know, sad, angry, depressed, and stuff like that. So it's just, you know, like we said, you know, being authentic, keeping it real with people. I think it's important because, you know, people, I feel like they look on social media and they like kind of compare their lives, but it's like, the more authentic you are. And I think that's the future of social media, honestly. Like, the people who are authentic and real are going to win, and all the fakes, they're going to fall off, and people aren't going to want to vibe with that.
Exactly, man. I like that a lot. And I was going to mention that earlier. That's when I spaced out. Talking about that video I posted, that was an interesting experience because, yeah, I was going through like a rough few days, a rough week, and I was just feeling really down, really discouraged at that point. And, you know, just I figured I'd share that part of my life with everybody because, you know, like you said, you know, if you can really show the other parts of your life and, you know, other things, not just all the positive stuff, not just what you want to show, it's all part of that relationship building. I actually had so much engagement with that video and that post, like around that time. So many people sent me messages and, you know, some like just amazing, you know, encouraging messages and comments and things like that. Like, it was crazy. It was a crazy experience. Like, cause, you know, it got way more views than a lot of my other videos did, probably like 5 times more views. And,
Mm-hmm.
just a really interesting experience. Cause, you know, I just thought I'd just share something, you know, just to kind of put it out there. And, I got a really kind of incredible kind of response to it. So, yeah, that's just part of that relationship building, being authentic, you know, not only, you know, showing the good, but also the bad, and, you know, some, whatever other stuff, just sharing all kinds of different parts of your life, your passions. And that's like you said about the stories earlier, it's like a 24-hour kind of, you know, thing of your day. And you can share like a bunch of different parts of your life. So it's really just that relationship building, being organic. Those are really the best tips. So yeah, just to kind of conclude here, let's just kind of sum up what we talked about. So, yeah, just being authentic, having that human element, really building those meaningful relationships with people, you know, through messaging, through sharing content, through building a network of people in your need, or, you know, just a network of friends, basically, that, you know, you can just help each other out and stuff. And yeah, man, any other, you know, kind of finishing tips you want to end with?
I just say the main thing is, like, with anything, you got to be consistent. Like, if you want to grow your Instagram, you know, I mean, if you can't find ways to post every day, just stay active in terms of like engaging with people. Cause me, it's like, I post maybe once, twice a week, but it's like, I'm always engaging. Like, I'm always trying to figure out, like, okay, if I'm going to spend this much time on this app, like, I gotta, you know, make it good. Like, I gotta make use of my time. Like, I gotta, you know, engage with people, interact with their stories, DM them and stuff like that. So consistency is the name of the game. It's like, if you want to grow your social media, you got to, you know, either be posting content on a regular basis, or you got to be engaging with people. Because it's like, when you're consistent with your engaging, your posting, it's like, that's how you're going to grow organically. Because people know, okay, this gal is going to post on a consistent basis, and they post good content. So I'm going to want to watch it, engage in it, whatever it might be. So, you know, just be consistent with your social media. And I mean, that's just like, if life was to be described in one word, I feel like is consistency. Like, you got to show up, like, no matter what, you know, your job, your business, relationships, your health, you got to be consistent with it. So
I love that, man. That's a great point to add. Definitely. That's something that's helped me a lot, just building that process and kind of procedure. It's basically like a daily ritual for me. Like, every day I have a checklist, you know, do my story, you know, share posts, do my own post, you know, and just like that whole checklist of things to do, respond to all my messages, you know, all my comments and everything. And, you know, just that whole procedure has really helped it, and having that consistency, because it's something I've been doing for such a long time, like since I started my YouTube channel as well. And just, you know, just engaging, responding to everything. You know, that's, I think Gary Vee talked about that before too, about how he would respond to like every single comment, every single message he ever he had time. So that's definitely a great way to do it. Yeah, just showing up, like you said, just being there. You know, that's a huge thing too. When people know you're going to be there every day, as well, is like, especially if, like, you know, YouTube's a great example. People that post daily videos like I do, you know, people know you're going to be there every single day, and they look forward. There's a lot of people I watch, and I look forward to watching their videos every day. It's like a part of your life, basically. Like, it just becomes kind of part of your life, where, you know, that consistency, because you know, the consistency on your end will also result in people, you know, consistently watching your videos too. So yeah, man, those are some great tips we talked about today. I think definitely a lot of people can get some value from this. I'm gonna definitely put these clips together of, you know, I know it got interrupted a few times, but I'll put them together and try to get up on YouTube soon. And yeah, man, thanks for hopping on with me. We should definitely do it again sometime.
Yeah, man, definitely. I'd be down to do another one. I know we've done a couple, but yeah, like, the more that we can, you know, help people, you know, whether it's growing their social media mindset, whatever it might be, like, I'm definitely down to spread the good word.
Exactly, man. Anything valuable that we can share.
For sure.
All right, man. Well, thanks everybody for watching as well, and we'll see you next time, Tim.
All right, peace, Patrick. Thanks for having me on.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right, peace.
Peace.